So we're at 853 kilometers. Let's see what's next here. Let's see what we can pick up. What's the issue now? Of course she isn't. Of course she isn't. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I did see. Yeah, I did see that teaser. I looked at it briefly. I gotta look at it again because I'm not sure what's going on or what it means. I actually have to take a look at that thing again and see. Okay, well, what's this all mean? Oy, this is all we got. Yeah. All right. What external contracts do we have coming out at Ely here? I don't think anything that we actually want to look for here. Frac tank, yeah, I got to finish that. I think that's the only achievement I've left is taking the frac tanks. So I need to do that. The dog was carved in soap as a first image. Okay. Yes, I think I ended up I was at work when I actually looked at it, so I couldn't really see what was going on, or pay that much attention. I watched the thing, but I was like, oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, this. I'm trying to think. This was something from SCS, right? It's like, what's this got to do with anything? So I got to go back and look at it again. Bulldog. Oh, Mac. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Gotcha. So it looks like we might be getting a Mac. Wow, we would be really. We'd be getting. Unless they just want to say Mac is being worked on, because I think we're still waiting on the Cascadia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's absolutely, see, there's nothing here food-wise. I want to be taking food stuff, so let's let me see. We want to take one more job here. I know we had some stuff coming out of Moab, so maybe we'll head back to Moab. See, so where are we getting? Idaho and Colorado. Oh, we'll get 4 points. Nice, we'll have 4 points here complete once we get Colorado. Excellent. Yeah, it'll be nice to watch be able to come right through here, Utah to New Mexico. All right, let's. I think if I want to go back to Salt Lake City, go back to Price. Let's. So we came out. Well, we came out Price and Moab already. Let's get to Salina. Let's see if we can get anything out of Salina here. Sorry, the bulldog figure originated because a worker was sick and liked carving. The only thing available was a soap bar. Eventually, the leadership of Mac liked it, and the bulldog. Okay. So okay. Well, I told Mommy that when we were shopping that I don't think. Okay. So okay, good. So the Mac, nice. So we'll have we'll have Freightliner and Mac. That's awesome. Hopefully this year, which would be very nice. And Bulldog became the brand logo of Mac. That's an interesting story. I did not know that. Not that I know a lot about the trucking manufacturers to begin with, but that's one of those cool stories. It's like, interesting. Where do we want to land? Oh, you know what? I need gas too, don't I? I want to pick up some gas. Do we have a gas station around here somewhere? Of course we don't. Do we even have, I'm trying to see if we even have something in Salina where we would be doing foodstuffs. Oh, we got I think it's Bushnell Farms, right? Over there. So maybe we'll have, we got Euro Acres too. So yeah, all right, good. So we ought to have something. We ought to have some kind of foodstuffs coming out of here. Is anybody coming? I'll plot myself right here before this car gets here. Oop. All right, so let's take a look at the map here because I need gas. Of course, way down there on the opposite side of the road. All right, so we've got Bushnell Farms and Euro Acres. All right, so we should be good. So I'm going to pop on down. I'm going to flip around and get gas here. Whole history. We do like American bread and trucks. White International Mack Freightliner. Peterbilt. Yeah. Yeah, there's still a few more, because we still have Westar. I don't know if Westar is a part of International. I think it may be. So I did some looking up when I was just looking at, after I started playing the game, and I started noticing, actually, as I'm driving on the road, looking for the different truck brands and manufacturers. And I did, when I saw the International logo, I was like, oh, what's that? I haven't seen that one before. And so I, started looking it up to find out what brand of truck that was. I did it's a Dyna. And I did some digging into it, but I don't remember. So if I remember right, there were a couple of them. There's like the Lone Star, the West Star, and I think there's one other one, if I remember right, along the same lines. But yeah, it's nice that they're finally getting some variety here. Not that I disliked driving my my mind. I can't think. Peterbilt Kenworth. My freaking Kenworth. Oh my God. That's a senior moment there. That's definitely worth a senior moment. I haven't had too many of those yet. Oh, my first senior moment here on this channel. There we go. Yeah, because, it's like I won't be able to teleport after I take a job here. So we need to go get some gas. My first senior moment here on stream. I actually haven't had too many of them this year. All right, let's fill her up. But yeah, that pretty much, I think that pretty much covers everything. Because I see Freightliners a lot, the Kenworths, the Peterbilts, obviously. The Internationals, I do the Macks. Those are really the 5 that I see the most of. There's been a couple of others I've seen. The Volvo, the 6, the Volvo. Volvo. How about I put some lights on too? But there are a couple others I've seen that I don't recall what they were off the top of my head. I guess I should come in the other way, huh? I don't even know how to. Okay, if I can go out straight this way. Well, first things first. I guess I should find out if I can get a job I want out of here. market. Oh, nuts. Oh, we got some nuts going to Salt Lake City. That might be the perfect capper for today. Ooh, packaged food. Ooh. That would actually be perfect. That's come down Bushnell, which I haven't gone to Bushnell yet. Yeah, I want to do that one. We'll do the packaged food out of Bushnell Farms here. Perfect. That's the one we're doing. Yeah, we're having problems with Erin right now because she has been struggling to adapt to high school at this point.
Let's do this.
Struggling in her freshman year here. Let's get rid of that, thank you. And,
turn right.
and so now, of course, with the shutdown and everything else, she has to start doing online courses. Basically, online schooling. And yeah, it's been kind of hard to get her to understand the fact that it needs to be done. It has to get done, and she should at least be thankful of the fact that she doesn't have to go to school to do it. But yeah,
she's right.
She unfortunately has a lazy personality, and yeah, she just
keep right, and then continue straight on.
Doesn't want to
go straight
clean up
on.
a room, anything like that. It's just very hard to get her to do actual chores or work that she doesn't want to do. And so, unfortunately, I think we're going to be at the point where we're going to have to take away her phone because she's on the phone even more than I am on the computer, really, at this point. Oh, there's our road closed information. So, yeah, it's now that the online curriculum is up and running, trying to impress upon the fact that, for one thing, she actually doesn't have to get up at the crack, I should say it before the crack of dawn. Just one of the problems is that, unfortunately in this country, we make high school students get up way too early, even though scientific studies state that teenagers really need more sleep in the mornings. But
get ready to turn left.
So she gets to at least sleep in this regard. So we're telling her, you know what, it's you got it easy it that way. Just get on, get the work done, for Christ's sake.
Turn left.
Just friggin' get it done. And it's like friggin' pulling teeth with her right now. Friggin' pulling teeth. Now, I didn't like school, especially the upper grades.
It's all over now.
In high school, I really didn't. I didn't like high school either. But I realized the fact that I work hard, just work hard, get the stuff done, and get it over with. Get through the 4 years and be done with it. And it's odd because she really in her final year in grade school, in 8th grade, even 7th grade, she actually was motivated, and she worked hard to get her work done and stuff like that.
Drive safe.
I don't know what happened over the summer to change that. Besides us getting her a phone. That's really the one thing we got her after she finished 8th grade got her a cell phone, her first cell phone. So I don't know at this point. Had to get it into her head that it's just deal with it, get it done. Especially after she did so well previously. I know I struggled in 8th grade at one point, to where I sort of, at that point I was really starting to get into comic books and stuff. And so I sort of had sometimes trouble divorcing myself from the world of comics and the real world. Not that I was, it's hard to explain, but to where I thought, hey,
keep right, and then turn right.
I sort of saw myself in sort of the role of the superheroes. I was more invested in the fantasy world than I was the real world. And realized, oh, wait a minute, I still actually have to do my schoolwork.
Recomputing.
Oh, crap. I missed something here. All right, what did I miss? What do I have to do here? Oh, okay. Shit. Oh, okay. We're good. I'm just going to turn around in here. Is there... Nope. Alright, so we got to turn around. Now, what the hell is that? You're not going to let me get in here, are you? Oh, you're not going to let me get in here. Are you serious? Nope. It's not going to let me get in. Come on, man. Alright, there we go. We're back on track. So I think I gotta make a left.
Finding a new route. Keep left.
Thank you.
And then turn left.
Thank you.
Turn left.
And at the time, the Black Knight was one of my favorites. Was one of my favorite characters.
Go straight on.
Of course, being a knight in shining armor and that kind of stuff. Xavier, 2006. Thank you for the follow.
Or is it real?
Much appreciated.
What's
Welcome
the
to the stream
difference?
today.
Well,
So yeah, I kind of like the Black Knight. I liked Iron Man. Choice schoolwork before the rest. Came home, the first thing I need to do is show my worksheet and start all the work for the next day. Says I need to work for at least 1 hour homework for following days. Yeah, that was pretty much, that was dinner and relax time after that. Yeah, it was, I'm trying to think, it's hard to remember back to those days nowadays. Because my mom was a school teacher, so she, there was no fooling around with that. It was, which helped in one regard with doing homework and stuff like that. We needed help with, but yeah, there was it was get the work done. I'm trying to think, because really with both my parents working, my brother and I were usually we were what's called latchkey kids, where we were home alone after school. We'd get off the bus and then we would be in the house ourselves. So that was really, I think, our time. I'm trying to think if we ever did. I'm trying to think what we did. Whether that was sort of our playtime until our parents came home, and that was the schoolwork time.
Go straight on.
I just don't remember.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
I think it may have all depended on how much work we actually had in any given day. I think if the workload was heavy, we got home and pretty much started on it right away. And then if it wasn't too heavy, we'd actually sit and relax and then do our work while dinner was being prepared. Because I don't even remember what our bedtime was back in the. I don't remember what time we normally went to bed. These days are so hard to remember for me anymore. Much of it I wanted to forget anyway. There wasn't really much I cared to remember to begin with. Let's get locked that in because that's as fast as we can go with the World Trucks contract anyway. But yeah, there was no fooling around with the schoolwork. It was get it done. Get it done, get it over with. I do remember, I'm trying to think, I do remember, because those were the days when the classic G.I. Joe and Transformer cartoons were on. Things like Voltron, too. Now, some of it was Saturdays, the Saturday afternoon cartoon run. But I seem to remember G.I. Joe and the Transformers were on in the afternoons after school on the weekdays. Battery in the house. What up, Battery? Boom cannon. How's it going, my friend? New Orleans, the new hot spot for coronavirus. Glad to see you're still out and you're still alive and kicking, my friend. But yeah, so I seem to remember we'd get home from school. I certainly definitely do remember watching. That was the ritual, watching G.I. Joe and the Transformers. Still breathing. Today, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much the way it's gonna be, one day at a time now. We found out we've got another month of lockdown here in Pennsylvania now, so joy of joys. Another month of lockdown that nobody's really going to pay attention to anyway. Going to Farm Sandy Bay came out. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I gotta get farm. We gotta work out another multiplayer session. I was trying to, me and Taz were trying to work out some multiplayer on his map, but he's done so many modifications to it, I couldn't get it to load. So we're gonna end up doing just doing some basic maps. He's gonna do a Felsbrunn one, and then I'm gonna stick to our Ravenport one. National Guard Delaware to enforce the quarantine. Nice, because at the end of the day, you know what? That's what you freaking need to do. After seeing the news reports out of California, the news reports out of Florida, and the friggin' nonsense on the beaches and stuff like that, it's like, you know what? Some people just don't friggin' get it. Just don't friggin' get it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because we're still waiting to peak here in the United States. We're still a good, I would say, at this point, probably 2 weeks away from our peak. Next, say goodbye to your guns, though. Give government an inch, they take 10 miles. Well, again, it's people don't want to take personal responsibility. I mean, that's really the thing. American society refuses to take personal responsibility for anything. So at some point, you know what? You're not going to take responsibility for it. somebody needs to step in and do it for you. So it's all just a matter of time. Because freedom to live doesn't mean freedom to be a complete moron to the rest of society. But using the military is also, well, yeah, that yeah, it does. But then again, that's what the National Guard is for, really.
Keep right.
Not necessarily enforcing
exit
quarantines.
Right.
That's getting a little bit too. That's getting a little bit close to a military state, which absolutely is questionable. But at the end of the day, if people refuse to do what is the right thing to do, you know what? For the safety of everybody else, you know what? Maybe the morons need to spend a night in jail to figure it out. Well, yeah, yeah, exactly. That's where it leads into the problems. But the problem also gets to be to where people confuse basic human rights with what's our actual privileges that we have. You know, there's a handful of basic human rights that everybody should have. But there are a lot of things that are actually privileges that unfortunately we think of basic human rights, and they're not really basic human rights. They are privileges. He sees guns falling. Katrina from legal gun owner never got them back. Really?
Keep left.
See now, something like that is all right. I can understand. Okay, you're going to seize them because looting. All right, fine. All right. But how does that actually solve the problem? How does that actually prevent the problem? That doesn't prevent the problem or solve the problem. But yeah, I mean, you know, speaking of which, you know, my wife works at Dick's Sporting Goods, and their gun sales have been through the roof since this whole thing started. Exactly for the reason that people, essentially, I'm protecting my stuff. The right to peaceful assembly, that's the sticky point. Right, yeah. See, but again, you know, but that's something that to me, that's not a basic human privilege. Basic human privilege, the right to live, you know, the right not to have somebody take your stuff, you know, the right for people to gather around in a meeting, you know, that's more of a privilege. Well, absolutely. You have to amend the Constitution. Unfortunately, you know, unfortunately, it's some people just take the stuff too far, and you know, you got to use common sense with it at the end of the day. No, gun ownership is not a basic human right. It's a privilege. Well, people forget it's a privilege provided by the government. And the way I look at it is like, as with any other privilege, like the privilege of driving, if you're incapable of handling it properly, or you're going to abuse it, then yeah, that privilege should be taken away from you. Pesky right to petition the government for a redress of wrongs. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a basic, you know, that's a freedom of oppression. You know, that is a basic human right there. Ooh, boy, look at all that open land there. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the things that, obviously becoming a military state is crossing the line, because then you actually start losing those basic human privileges, basic human rights, right? I mean, but nobody has a basic human right to get behind the wheel of a car and drive. If you're incapable of doing it, then you should not be allowed to do it. And I think that's that's what a lot of people fail to realize. What the hell are you getting? Why? What the hell was that all about? Like, those two knuckleheads right there should not be allowed on the road.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Well, yeah. Again, it's all a matter of perspective too. It's all a matter of perspective in the times you live in. 39 tons. Thank you. I'm coming, dude. You better hit your brakes. Thank you. Well, yeah, it's this slippery slope. Yeah. I totally agree with that. What time is it? Is it after 8 o'clock? Yes, it is. So I can actually turn my lights off. See, the way I look at it is, if, privileges are nice, and we should defend our ability to have privileges vigorously and as much as possible. But when you have privileges that start impinging upon the basic human rights, then those privileges start we really start to need to look at that and say, well, you know what? And of course, and it doesn't, it's not, it's one of those things to where, it could be certain, depending on the circumstances, like the right to assemble. Yeah, I mean, why shouldn't we have the right to hang out with our buddies out on the street corner, talking about whatever we feel like talking about? But when that starts to impinge upon somebody's right to live, or something to that effect, the basic human needs, that's where, I have to say, well, you know what? Maybe it's a good idea not to do this during this period of time. Declaration the farmers are very precise in these rights don't devolve from government, they exist in spite of the government. Well, exactly, yeah. I mean, that's, the basic human rights do, but again, that's, you get to the point to where, it's all a matter of perspective at the end of the day. At the end of the day, what is a more, to me, it's what is the more important human right? Is it the right to cluster around with a group of friends on the street corner, or is it the right not to infect somebody with a deadly disease, It's like if the right thing to do is to stay inside your home and not walk out the front door for 2 weeks, if that's the smart thing to do, if that's the right thing to do, then you do it. Because if by not doing it you're putting more lives in jeopardy, well then, I'm sorry, I have to go with the, yeah, let's not put more lives in jeopardy than are necessary. Well, yeah, absolutely, yes. But unfortunately, we just don't have enough police to do it. And unfortunately, the police are looked upon as the enemy, unfortunately, which is not entirely unreasonable, given the state of human rights history in this country. Well, yeah. See, you're absolutely. See, I think when you look at it from that perspective, the National Guard is really supposed to guard our national borders. At the end of the day, if I'm not mistaken, they're not really supposed to be acting as policemen. Like you said, so yeah, stuff like that, yeah, you tend to, you're getting more into the, okay, that looks more like a military state, a police state kind of stuff. But, at the end of the day, it's a tough call no matter what. Because it's the old thing that if you've got somebody calling a fireman or calling the 911 to get a fireman out to get a cat out of the tree, well, that fireman now is being taken away from doing his job of putting out a fire somewhere else. Oh, I can bypass. Oh, thank you. And unfortunately, so when you look at it, the perspective of that, well, police, our policemen, our firemen, all that kind of stuff, those are limited resources at the end of the day. We only have so many of them. So when they're being pulled away to stop people from being stupid, that means they're not actually able to perform their protect and serve duties when somebody is being robbed or somebody's house is being broken into. It won't be hello neighbor. I can certainly understand that, absolutely. And right, that's where it gets into dangerous territory. See, what are we going to get to that point? And with the leadership we have in government right now, that would not surprise me. I would not be surprised in the slice, which is, at the end of the day, to me, that's the biggest problem right there. Is that if we get to that point, we have absolutely nobody to blame but ourselves. So that's why I take more of the attitude to it. Well, you know what?
Right, and then exit right.
I forget who said it, but the people get the government that they deserve.
Exit right.
And if we are very much on that path as Americans. It's we have gotten absolutely the government we have deserved for the stupidity we have shown in allowing the government to get to the point that it's at. Back to tree. Well, yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a whole different scenario now. Are you going to let me go? I think you're going to let me go. Okay. yeah, it's a whole different thing between training to be a police officer and training
Get ready to turn
to
left.
be a military soldier. Yeah,
Turn
reality
left.
TV. Yeah, yeah. But like I said, we end up getting the government we deserve, and to put it bluntly, we as an American society have become quite stupid over time. Quite stupid, and quite frankly, we have gotten the president we deserve at the end of the day. That's why I have just found I have found these last, what was it now, 2016, so 4 years, intensely fascinating and amusing, because for all the complaints and everything else people have had, well, you know what? This is what happens when we don't take our jobs as citizens and our beliefs in government seriously. Off the farm? All right, yeah, no, oh, okay, you're streaming? All right, cool. Yeah, I will definitely do that. So I'm about to wrap up now anyway. This was going to be my last job anyway. But, just the whole thing with Brexit in England and stuff like that, And with the vote, people, we'll never leave the European Union, this and that. It's like all of a sudden, oh wow, Brexit passed. What the hell happened? Well, the idiots who didn't think it could happen didn't bother to make sure it wouldn't happen. That's what happened. So at the end of the day, you have nobody. I've always said for years and years now, oh my God, that if you do not vote in elections, and I'm talking about not just the presidential elections, but all those side pissant elections, you have no right to complain about the state of government, because as an American, that's a basic human function that we have as Americans, is to vote for our governmental officials, and you fail to do that. So what right do you have to complain about it when you fail to do our basic duty as a citizen? So that's the way I look at it. So I have just found the last 4 years to be intensely amusing, because, well, it's that's where we are at as an American society. We've gotten exactly what we have deserved at the end of the day. Come on, can I not? See, I'm not going to be able. See, now I can't teleport just to get to the point where I can say bypass parking. So we're going to have to do this all over again. See, it's funny, and the last job, I was just as crooked as that, and there we go. Okay, thank you. Just as crooked as that, and it took it with no problem. This one it won't take. There we go. We got her done. All right. Excellente. Boom. All right, there we go. Excellent. So where are we at here? We are... Oh, hold on. We're at 1,400 kilometers, so we only need 1,100. So we're more than halfway through our duties here of hauling. So good. It's excellent. And I'm glad I was able to get the food stuff. That was the thing. It's like, okay, are we going to be able to get sort of the jobs that would work along with this little scenario here? So that worked out well. A little bit of realism added to it. We got some foodstuffs where they needed to be, so you can go out there and grab your cappuccinos from the store shelves. Mad rush on cappuccinos. So thank you for joining me today, everybody. Thank you for all the follows right here. Everybody who followed today, much appreciated. Everybody who hung out today, as always, much appreciated. So I think, are you streaming now, Battery? Let's see. Let me pull this up, because if if so, we're going to go raid battery. If not, we'll just do a host on Channel Real Millennium group here. Oh, there we go. And because I am actually running reruns on Channel Real Millennium group featuring the truck simulators right now, as a matter of fact. Oh, not on yet? Not on yet? Is he going? Oh, 3 days. Okay. Not yet? No? All right. So we'll just go ahead and... Oh, is he? Is he? Yes? Oh, is he going? Oh, he's going live right now. Oh, how's that for timing? All right, so we're going... Pardon me. I think I might be getting the corona. Or how's my daughter... How does Abby pronounce it? Corona? Corona? She doesn't pronounce it corona. She pronounces it just slightly off. It just... corona. I think she... Corona. I think corona. I think she pronounces it coronavirus. But, yeah, so thank you for joining me today, everybody. Much, much appreciated. We're going to raid battery here as he gets started to do some farming. I don't know if I can spell him correctly. Jesus. And everybody, again, stay safe out there. Stay smart. That's the key. You got to be smart about this. In order to for us to beat this thing as quickly and efficiently as possible with the least amount of disruption to our lives across the world. Be smart about it. But stay safe out there, everybody. Stay healthy. Do the right thing at the end of the day, and we'll all come out this on the other side. Definitely changed for certain. Definitely changed. This is going to change the world, I think. Hopefully for the better at the end of the day, if we all learn the lessons that we need to learn from this thing. But everybody stay safe and healthy. I'm going to try to be back again later tonight, a little bit in a couple of hours here, 2-3 hours, for some farming ourselves. We're going to do pop back into pure farming 2018. I haven't played that since 100 Days of Gaming. Do a little bit of a switch on the farming games there, and hope to see everybody again really, really soon. So thank you for watching, everyone. I am BJ Weiler. Until next time, I'll see everybody in game.